This week's technique of the week, we were defending against a swinging punch, a haymaker, an overhand, a looping punch, even a hook punch if it was tight enough. Our defense against that is an outside block, also known as a 360-degree block, because it covers all of the circumference here. We looked this week at dealing with blocks at a range of angles, depending on where they are and what the strike coming in is. If it's an overhand, clearly our block's going to be a little higher. If it was a swinger, we're looking out here. If it was a tighter hook, this kind of block. If it's a shovel punch up here, looking at blocking there. And if it was, say, an uppercut or a knee or a attack with a knife, looking down there, adding the hollow body to it. So the defense would be the 360 of all of the angles, depending on the attack. Now we looked this week at a swing coming in and looking at blocking that with a simultaneous strike. The block's important. We want to basically, if we are looking at breaking it down, the wrist higher than the elbow higher than the shoulder, and our head bunkered underneath this part. The structure of it has to be very strong. Too much like this, it's no good. Too collapsed like this, it's probably going to hurt us. So getting that angle is good, is important to get correct. We also want to put a bit of weight into it. We don't want to passively take it here. We want to be chopping into it and adding in the force of our weight coming forward. So it's a chop like this. When we add the strike to it, we want to try and make that as simultaneous as possible. We could do a shattered or a broken rhythm, or we could go simultaneous, blocking it and punching at the same time. We looked at some follow-up strikes to that. So we looked at defending against that, and then following up with a jab, jab, cross, grabbing and kneeing. So our technique would be again. We then also looked at another common attack, which would just be two big strikes coming in. So our defense would be the same. We'd be looking at blocking and blocking. If we can, block and simultaneous strike on the second one. But for us, this week we just looked at basically block, block, follow-up strikes, and dealing with our attacker in that way, separating and then moving and scanning. At speed, it would be we also looked at trying to create some angles with our follow-up attacks. So instead of dealing with someone down the channel here, we block, block, coming straight back at them, trying to make sure that we create a good angle with our follow-up attacks to put us in a slightly better position. So we would be looking at block, block, angle, angle, punch, grab and knee. At speed, so starting to come around the target, using a little bit of footwork and aiming sort of at different parts of the head. That was the technique for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. How to deal with a swinging strike coming at you.